Good afternoon. Got a good challenge this week against another good offense. The Chargers do a really good job on offense, so we're going to have to play our best to win. Go ahead.
Hey, You guys played 98 snaps on defense last week. What did practice look like this week as far as trying to preserve guys and give them some recovery?
Yeah, we backed it down a little bit yesterday just because of that case. We had several guys, mostly linebackers and DBs, play the whole game, so we had to back down on those guys and let them recover. Usually we do that a little bit on Wednesdays anyway, but I think it was important to make sure that they get their bodies back the way they need to be for game day.
In terms of Anthony Barr, I guess not practicing yesterday and today, did anything new happen with his knee, or is this just kind of resting him after the 98 snaps?
We're resting him, and we'll see how it goes. He's going to be probably dealing with some sort of rest throughout the rest of the season. So that's kind of going to be the norm.
Do you guys expect him to play, or is it still just wait and see at this point?
We're still waiting and seeing with him. We'll see how tomorrow goes, and then we'll take a look at it.
Adam, Cam Bynum talked about how he's sort of focused on Lamar Jackson's eyes and how he went through his reads and things like that. How do you kind of teach safeties to deal with that battle? Because quarterbacks are always taught to look off safeties and things like that. It seems like it's a little sort of game within the game.
Right. You can't always go exactly right off the quarterback's eyes. You have to play your technique. Sometimes we try to mess with the quarterback's eyes by going one way and come back the other, or vice versa. But I think you just have to trust your technique and where you're supposed to be. That's that coverage he made the interception in. That was his responsibility the whole way. And we haven't gotten an interception off of that in a long time, so that was good to see.
Person drink before kickoff, I guess. What was your reaction to that situation? And then as a coach, how do you move forward that quickly?
Well, around here, nothing really surprises you, especially the last 2 years, or really going back 8. But it's just like losing a guy in pregame warmup. Kendricks got hurt in I think it was the Jacksonville game pregame warmup last year, and you just have to make your adjustments, and coach up the young guys on the fly, and try to get them in the best position, and that's why we practice and give those guys reps during the week, because you never know, one play they could be in there.
Adam, where would you rank Keenan Allen among the league's route runners?
He's up there. I remember we played him when he was rookie or second year in Cincinnati, and he had like 13 catches on us. We ended up winning the game, but he was really he's really shifty. I would say that's a good word for him, and he knows how to get open, and he knows how to find the ball and go up and get the ball. So I think he's one of the better ones in the league. He kind of goes under the radar with some of these other receivers around the league that are more flashy than he is, but he's one of the best as far as underneath routes and finding his way to get open.
Adam, speaking of high snap counts, Everson Griffin, I think, played 87. How is he holding together, and just your thoughts? I mean, earlier in the year, people were talking about, we got to keep him in the 30s or whatever, but now he's a starter and he's playing way more than that.
Yeah, I think, partially due to injury, we're having to play him a little bit more. I think, Griffin's done a nice job of taking care of his body, and he looks like he's in really good shape and can handle it. I know that's something Dre monitors during the game, how we're playing, and part of him getting so many plays is in the last drive and overtime. Those two drives combined, we had 25 plays. So we're not going to take our best players out of the game in those situations. So that kind of contributed to the high reps.
How come the teams that have pressured Justin Herbert have not done as well against him?
You're saying have not? Well, I think he does a really good job of seeing things. He sees the entire field, and for a young guy, that's rare. I think he has really good vision. He does a good job of moving around in the pocket, and when the pocket collapses, making something happen with his feet. So I think some of that has to do with it, just his ability to avoid some things.
Seemed like they were moving him around in that last game too with some of the moving pocket stuff the Chargers were. I mean, is that an element of their offense that you were expecting now, or is that just a blip maybe?
This offense goes back to New Orleans, and I was actually with Joe Lombardi in New Orleans, and so I know kind of how those offense runs. And there's a lot of bootlegs and move the pocket type plays to get the quarterback on the run. And I see a lot of similarities between the Saints offense and what Joe's doing down there in LA.
How do you feel about playing in SoFi Stadium, $5 billion complex? You looking forward to seeing it?
Yeah, I always like seeing new stadiums. Now, once we get to the game, and it's still a 100-yard field, but it'll be fun to see. It'll be one of the few that I haven't been to yet. So.
What do you remember about last year? 2 years ago, so many Vikings fans at the road Chargers game. What do you remember from that atmosphere? And could it be somewhat similar even this Sunday?
Well, I hope so. There'll be a few more seats in the stands than when we played in that soccer stadium. But it was really loud for us. A lot of purple in the stands, and they were making noise. I think they had to go silent count because our fans were so loud. So we always travel well, and we appreciate that from our fans.
Last week it was about using a couple DBs to kind of simulate Lamar's speed and all the option stuff you saw. I was just curious, in addition to the movement, a lot of talk has been made about the strength of Herbert's arm. Is there any way coaches can kind of prepare players for guys with like that strong of an arm?
Well, Sean Mannion's got about as strong an arm as anybody. He throws the ball by your head and you can hear a whistle. So he'll give us a great look this week and has given us a great look at some of the deep balls and humming it in there. But yeah, Justin does have a great arm and he does a great job of creating in the pocket.
Adam, what makes Eckler so effective? I mean, it seems like he kind of went from unknown to one of the good guys pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's a good story. Small college guy from Colorado comes out and just really plays. He plays the game the right way. He plays physical. He's a smaller guy. He's got really good balance and really good vision. I was talking to Nick Vigil about him yesterday because he was there last year with him, and he said he's a really strong, and you can see that when he runs and his running style. And then he catches the ball in the backfield and it can make him miss. So he's a complete back.
When it is I guess when the running backs are the smaller types, I guess, is it the quickness most that you have to worry about?
Yeah, the quickness, and then sometimes they get behind these big offensive linemen and defensive linemen, and the linebackers kind of lose them for a second, and then all of a sudden squirts out of there. So we've got to do a good job of staying patient in our gaps and making sure we fit these runs up right.